22. It is sinful, especially when shown for a merely accidental injury, when it is directed against the offender rather than the offense, when it causes one to inflict excessive punishment, when it becomes a passion beyond the control of reason. But anger may sometimes be lawful, as was that of Jesus Christ when he drove from the temple those who were carrying on worldly business there. St. Paul makes the distinction when he writes, quote, "Be angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your anger." Ephesians 4:26. Therefore, when there is displeasure only, or when restrained indignation is directed against the fault or wrong disposition, rather than against a person, or when it brings about just redress and reasonable punishment for wrongdoing, anger may be lawful. K. Hatred, which is enmity, directly opposed to the love of God and of our neighbor. Hatred must be distinguished from mere dislike. Quote, "If any man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar," says St. John, 1 John 4:20. In fact, the beloved disciple makes hatred appear equal to murder. Quote, "Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer," 1 John 3:15. L. Revenge, which is returning evil for evil. It is directly opposed to God's law. Quote, "Revenge is mine, and I will repay them in due time." Deuteronomy 32:35. Quote, "He that seeketh to revenge himself shall find vengeance from the Lord." Ecclesiasticus 28:1. Quote, "Be not overcome by evil, but overcome evil by good." Romans 12:21. How can a man who is seeking revenge sincerely say in the Our Father, "Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us"? It is important to remember that injuries caused to others must be repaired. If, for instance, we have led others to sin through scandal, everything possible must be done to bring them back to God. Chapter 10. The Commandments of God 3. The Sixth Commandment. What is the Sixth Commandment? The Sixth Commandment is, "Thou shalt not commit adultery." What does the Sixth Commandment forbid? The Sixth Commandment, in general, forbids all sins of impurity, including adultery, fornication, masturbation, birth control, homosexual acts, and bestiality, and specifically those sins of impurity committed with another's wife or husband. Does the Sixth Commandment also forbid whatever is contrary to holy purity? The Sixth Commandment also forbids whatever is contrary to holy purity, in words, thoughts, looks, or actions. Are immodest plays and dances forbidden by the Sixth Commandment? Immodest plays and dances are forbidden by the Sixth Commandment, and it is sinful to look at them. Does the Sixth Commandment forbid immodest songs, books, pictures, movies, TV shows, and websites? The Sixth Commandment also forbids immodest songs, books, pictures, movies, TV shows, and websites because they are most dangerous to the soul and lead to mortal sin. The Ninth Commandment. What is the Ninth Commandment? The Ninth Commandment is, "Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife." What does the Ninth Commandment forbid? The Ninth Commandment specifically forbids wanting someone else's spouse in a married way, and by extension for a married person to want a single person in this manner. It also forbids all willful consent to impure thoughts and desires, and all willful pleasure in irregular, sinful, sexual promptings or motions of the flesh. What sins commonly lead to the breaking of the Sixth and Ninth Commandments? The sins that commonly lead to the breaking of the 6th and 9th commandments are gluttony, drunkenness, and intemperance, and also idleness, bad company, and the neglect of prayer. Catholic attitude toward sex. Whatever God made is good, and in itself, knowledge of it is good. The 6th and 9th commandments have reference to man's instinct for self or race propagation, an instinct which has been implanted in man by God. Quote, "Have ye not read that he who made man from the beginning made them male and female? And he said, For this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they two shall be in one flesh?" Matthew 19:4 and 5. Therefore, sex and knowledge of sex are in themselves good and noble. Knowledge can and ought to coexist with perfect innocence. Man is